you're better off when you don't see what's in front of you. And that was the case, I guess you can say, for Jason Palmer in 2020. It was blind luck that got him into the championship circle, his second championship in the late models to go with the 3 championships in the Legends. So here are the SK Modifieds. 75 green flag laps to get us started with a lineup. Here is Kevin Boucher.
To bring the field down is going to be car number 51A. From Newtown, Connecticut, car number 51A, it's Anthony Bello behind the wheel. Outside of him from Bosworth, Connecticut, car number 72 for Adam Gaeta.
Chris's Lawn Care bringing us a 12X, a driver from Acton, Massachusetts, Matt Swanson. And then it will be the Mr. Rooter, number 7 car, a driver from Brantford, Connecticut, JP Lightning, Jonathan Pulio.
Fifth on the grid is the number 2 man in the championship chase out of Uncasville. In car number 6, it's Joey Gaeta. And outside of Gaeta from Shelton, Connecticut, car number 35 for Andrew Muller.
Then in car number 47, your point leader from Plainfield, in the Burns Agency sponsored car, Timmy Jordan. And next door to him in car number 14, Bear Motorsports and North End Auto Parts present Cromwell, Connecticut's Eric Burnt.
Ninth on the grid, Kid Rock will start there from Berlin, Connecticut. Car number 57 for Keith Rocco. And outside of Keith from East Hampton, Connecticut, the car number 25 CT for Anthony Flannery.
Then it will be the Eagle Fence and Guardrail, number 82, the driver from Woolkit. Here is Mike Christopher Jr. And next door to him in the Cooker Construction Barnes Pool, number 81, Tenacious Todd Owen.
Farmington, Connecticut is the hometown for our lucky 13th driver. Car number 6 CT for Corey DiMatteo. And outside of Corey from Middletown. In car number 10, it's Joe Ternillo.
Then from Buffalo, New York, in car number 76, here is Andy Jankowiak in the Ashaway Performance Engines car. Number 78 is next in the Critical Signs machine. Coming back to Waterford, Diego Monahan.
Prospect, Connecticut brings us car number 1 CT. Nick Salva behind the wheel there. And outside of him from Preston. In car number 27, it is Mad Max Zackham.
Then in car number 59, a driver from East Hampton, a former SK Light driver, Rick Williams. By his side, in car number 9, he comes from Trumbull, Paul Buzel.
Manchester is the hometown for the driver of car number 23, Jeff Malave behind the wheel there. And car number 49, from West Greenwich, Rhode Island, it's John Burcham.
So we have 22 players. Bonus money provided by the racing guys. For the Speedbowl regulars, they'll be getting $250 extra for first, $150 for second, $100 for third, $75 for fourth, and $50 for fifth. The same is true for our guest drivers, going for the same amount of money. The winner will get an extra $250. So this could be a lucrative afternoon here in the SK Modifieds, with Bello and Adam Gaeta on the front row. So, Kevin, we are ready to light the fuse on 75 laps worth of fireworks.
The SK Modifieds roll out onto the racetrack for their main event. As they get ready to go, Tim Jordan leads the championship chase. Over Joe Gaeta as we get ready to roll in just a couple of laps. The final event for 2020 for the SK Modifieds. Matt Swanson will start third. He's been a part-timer in 2020. He's had some good runs, had some bad luck, but looking to change all that today in the number 12X. Anthony Bello and Adam Gaeta will bring the field down with Swanson and Pulio in row number 2. Joe Gaeta, Andrew Moeller, 5th and 6th. Timmy Jordan, Eric Burnt, Keith Rocco, and Anthony Flannery. A 75-lap main event changes a lot of the perspective of the drivers. You've got a little bit of time to work your way through the field. Watch for Timmy Jordan to take his time to try to get to the front. as the field gets crossed up, looking for the clinched green when they come back around. Coming off that late model finish, it's going to be hard to top that one, but they are certainly going to try with the SK Modifieds. The middle of the pack, you've got Eric Burnt starting 8th, Keith Rocco 9th, Mike Christopher 11th, Totto in 12th. 4 cars that'll definitely be working their way up through the field to try to get to the top. Clinch green flag has been given to the field. Caution lights out. Pace car ready to pull down the access road. 75 laps for the SK Modifieds here this afternoon to close out our racing season. And who will be sitting in victory lane and who will be our 2020 champion. Looking for the green off of turn number 4. Anthony Bello winds it up. Gator keeping with them as they come off the corner. Green flag is out. We're underway, SK Modified style. Lap number 1 in the books, and it is Bello leading the charge, but a side-by-side battle behind him. The number 12. That is Matt Swanson edging out, taking the spot. He's got Moeller on his tail. Here comes Eric Burnt to follow the charge down on the inside as they cross the stripe to complete lap number 2. Down the back stretch, smooth as silk is Bello at the top of the leaderboard. Swanson, a car length behind. Moeller and Gator racing side by side. Give the advantage to the 35 who takes that third spot away. Gator not going away up top. A little deeper in the pack, the 47 of Jordan working the inside off of turn number 4. He's got Joey Gator up top, trying to edge out. He's got Keith Rocco on his tail. Down through 1 and 2 they go. Gator slows up a little bit. Julio makes it 3 wide down the back straightaway. Burnt up on the outside. They straddle off of turn number 4, and it is Burnt holding on to that advantage at the stripe. Julio down to the inside. Side by side for 4th as Julio trying to take that spot away, but Burnt motors down hard into 3 and 4, trying to keep him at bay. But up front, top 3, nose to tail, Andrew Muller takes a look to the outside of Matt Swanson. Tries to run down the back straightaway, settles it in back behind. Off of 4, Swanson trying to go to work on Bello. Got a little crossed up, and that gives Moeller the number 2 spot. And here comes Burnt up top as well. Behind now, Keith Rocco going to work on Jordan as they work down into 3 and 4. That's the battle for 6th and 7th with Rocco on the inside. Side by side across the stripe they go as Rocco edges out down the middle of turns 1 and 2. Trouble off of turn 4, 1 car around. That is the 59 machine of Rick Williams that's gone around. And our first caution is out at lap number 8.
And we see the Iron Butterfly right on the front straightaway, pointed in the wrong direction. So our first breather, and the 51 of Anthony Bello, a rookie competitor. And we said yesterday, I don't think you're still a rookie when you're on October 25th, that the rookie days are over. Andrew Moeller in second, and Andrew Moeller said his car was as good today as it was when he won his first race of the year. So he was really excited about today. And Eric Burnt trying to extend his winning streak to 3. And Matt Swanson in the 12. He really hasn't set the world on fire in that car, but it looks like he is doing a great job so far today.
No, just settling in. The drivers are, for early in this event, they are driving hard to try to get their way to the front. We've seen some good battles already. A 3-wide battle between Julio and the 14 of Burnt, the 12 of Swanson as they went through the corners. But slowly working their way up through is Timmy Jordan in the 47, the 57 of Keith Rocco, the 82 of Mike Christopher, all trying to sneak their way up into the top 10.
Christopher was pretty powerful today in qualifying. The standings for the championship, Tim Jordan with 290, Joey Gator with 274. So it is a 16-point cushion for Tim Jordan. So he is in about the same situation that Jason Palmer was in. We're in a situation to listen to Dave Barabalt. So Dave not ready for that report, as it looks like Jan Kowiak is back out, along with the Matador, Jeff Malave. As Jeff, he was being troubled by health issues in the last couple of years, but he was a full-time competitor at Stafford, and he was going to take a shot at the big money today in the 75-lapper. Remember, bonus money on the line, and because he is a visitor, he would qualify for that jackpot. The fifth place guest driver will get $50 extra, and it all goes up. It goes up with each spot, and the winner of the guest drivers will get $250. So right now, I would say, well, the definition of guest driver, Eric Burnt, this is only his fourth appearance of the year. Andrew Moeller has been a regular. He is, in fact, in the number 5 spot in the point standings. And he could move up tonight with Rob Janovic and Kyle James not being here. So we are getting ready for a restart. And Anthony Bello, the rookie driver, in a very serious and important position as he gets off the mark in a hurry.
Down the front stretch they go into turn number 1. Moeller lined up to the outside as they drag race off of turn number 2. As into 3 they go, wheel to wheel, nose to nose off of 4. Bello looking for the advantage. Moeller takes the lead at lap number 9.
As the outside groove works for him, it's also working for Matt Swanson as he is trying to get close to the back bumper. Bello on the inside is Eric Burnt. 3 drivers going for the number 2 position. Right now it belongs to Bello.
Bello holds on a second with Burnt all over the back bumper. Swanson winding up that outside lane. He's got Timmy Jordan on his tail as they hit turn number 3. Burnt throws it in hard and deep down to the inside, trying to hold off the charges, but Swanson has a spot at the stripe.
Bello said before the race they had made some serious adjustments to that number 51 car. They appear to be working. The adjustments also working for Jonathan Pulio as he is able to whiplash his way underneath Swanson. Here comes Kid Rock trying to get underneath Swanson to move into the top 5.
Down the backstretch they go. Pulio and Rocco on the move on the inside as they hit turn number 3. Swanson is falling out of the top 6 as they come off of turn number 4. Now Pulio going to work on Burnt down into turn number 1. Takes a look down to the inside.
And not enough there to make Pulio take some action. Burnt protecting his number 3 position. Max Zackham is in a battle. Mike Christopher is behind him. And Tim Jordan in the Burnt Agency car trying to move up. But he is getting problems from Flannery. Adam Gaeta is in the dirt. And also involved there is Rick Williams in the 59. But it is Gaeta as he was able to tear up things in turn number 2. Boy, there was action all over the track, and Max Zackham was in a battle to try to hold off the combination of Mike Christopher Jr. and Timmy Jordan. That was a fight for about a 9th place. So things are happening all over, especially at the lead, where Andrew Moeller has the advantage. And the Swanson heading into the pits along with Zackham. So Dave Barabal will be standing by, or 2 cars in the pits. Zackham stays out onto the track. So Dave Barabal will have company, and hopefully we will hear from him in a few moments. But right now it's Andrew Moeller who has the advantage, as there is plenty of work being done, where the Dirt Devil was Adam Gaeta, as he got some dirt onto the track, and we need to clean that up.
Yeah, giving us a little early preview of next weekend's drift competition.
As I've seen drifting at times, and I don't know how those guys do it, where sideways is where you want to be.
Here today, you do not want to be sideways, that's for sure.
But next week, sideways becomes an option. We'll also be saying 2 Enduros, one for the mid-size cars, one for the full-size cars. We will have a full-size demolition derby, the trailer race, which means there'll be debris and carnage all over the Speedbowl. Spectator drags, and if you want to be a part of the show, You don't have to be just a spectator. Get out your street car and be part of it, as you can register the day of the event in the spectator drags, and that is unpredictable. It is one-on-one competition, as it is set up like the NCAA tournament. We start out with as many cars as there are, form a bracket, and if you can beat your opponent, you move on to the next level until you get to the championship round, and then you have an opportunity to go for the big bucks. So you can try it. I heard that Kevin Boucher would have tried it, but he got somebody gave him the veto power from home, and I heard you won't be out there as advertised.
Well, I heard it was because you wanted me up here with you.
Well, that's true, because you saw what happens this year when I'm alone. But Kevin won't be here, but I think a lot of guys, I mean, Seekonk is very popular. It is catching on here, but Seekonk is really all began.
We've got a handful of cars coming down for this event, and it's going to be a lot of fun to see who comes down. And let's go pit side to Dave Baribeau.
I just have to move around a little bit because but really basically everybody going back for checks. Adam Gaeta checking his car after his ride through the grass off turn number 2. Diego Monahan and Jeff Malave were two guys who made some early adjustments on their cars as they sit back deep in the field.
Well, Malave and Diego really didn't have anything to lose by coming in because they were at the rear of the field anyway. Tim Jordan is currently 10th, one spot ahead of Mike Christopher Jr. in the 82 car. Mike Christopher picking up sponsorship this weekend, and he and his dad would like to thank Eagle Fence and Guardrail, a business out of Plainville located right next to the Christopher Garage. So Eagle Fence and Guardrail, a longtime supporter of motorsports here at the Speedbowl. At the rear of the field is Joey Gaeta, and if Jordan should finish ahead of Joey Gaeta, you don't have to do any math. It will be Jordan's championship. They're the only two guys who have an opportunity for the title, as Rob Janovic, who started the day in third and is not competing today, but he was 45 points out of the lead, and the most you can pick up during a racing weekend is 37 points. So he is out of the running, and the only two guys left, the last two men standing, are Joey Gaeta and Tim Jordan. And if Jordan can keep ahead of Gaeta, well, then it would be a done deal.
Yeah, and then Jordan having a unspectacular beginning to this event. The first 14 laps have seen him fall just a little bit from 7th, now running 10th on the field. And I don't know if he's just biding his time, waiting for things to calm down before he makes his move, or if there's just been nowhere to go, or if he's got an issue with that number 47.
I don't think he is thinking about being conservative for the championship. I think he is has on his mind that it's a 75-lap race, and he doesn't have to exploit himself early. He can lay back, and I think that is his strategy. As we have a long way to go, 61 laps. Jordan will be restarting 9th alongside Anthony Flannery as we get ready to pull the trigger. Let's see, Bello gets a little shaky coming off the turn. A little sneezing attack for Bello, and that enables Moeller to get out into the clean air.
Down the backstretch they go, Moeller out front, and here comes Pulio up to the outside, trying to challenge for the number 2 spot. They roll off of 4. Bello battles back, holds on to second as the stripe that time into 1 and 2.
Bello much more stable that time down the front straightaway. We see Jordan trapped behind Anthony Flannery a little deeper in the field. Now Burt coming back to life in the white number 14 car as he tries to slide underneath Bello. On the outside is Pulio, and Pulio sharing the same Hans device with Bello as they go into turn 3.
Corey DiMatteo has worked himself up inside the top 5, looking for more off of 4. Takes a look down to the inside of Eric Byrne. He's got Keith Rocco on his back bumper with Todd Owen in tow. Look at the battle in front of them. Battle for second. Here comes Pulio down to the inside.
So Puleo now down low. Mike Christopher is on the move as he's trying to get around Keith Rocco. But it is Puleo. Not enough energy to get by Bello. Bello having the race of his life.
Settles back into the number 2 spot. Burnt still has his hands full with DiMatteo right down on the inside as they come across the stripe. Corey takes over the 4th spot. Rocco down to the inside now. They come off at 2. 4 cars battling for that 5th position.
And having the upper hand right now is Burnt, but down low, trying to crowbar his way underneath Burnt, and he does. Keith Rocco is now into 5th place. Burnt is behind him. Mike Christopher trying to move in car number 82. Todd Owen is right there sitting on his lap.
Owen down on the inside looking for that position as they go dead even at the stripe down into turn number 1. Christopher getting some running room to the outside of Burnt. That runs out of room. Owen back to the inside. Into 3 and 4 they go. And look at Christopher even up just a moment.
And he tries to sizzle his way around Burnt. Can he get it done? He gets by the 81 of Owen. He is halfway around the 14 of Burnt, coming off of turn number 4. And Burnt leading by a sliver. Andrew Moeller is leading by a ironing board over Bello. Puleo has used all his tricks and none of them have worked. Corey DiMatteo in 4th, Rocco in 5th. But the best battle for 6, as being hounded and surrounded, is Mike Christopher. There is Owen and there is Eric Burnt. And Tim Jordan is starting to move up.
Down off of turn number 4. The field's starting to stretch itself out just a little bit. Down across the start-finish line. Deep in the field, 3 cars battling for position. Max Zackham down on the inside. He is battling just outside the top 13. Paul Buzel, Joey Gator in that fight down the backstretch.
As Rocco tried to use a bottom shot against DiMatteo but couldn't execute the move. Mike Christopher in 6, getting a visit from Owen. Owen, he is nipping at his heels as they go into the 4th corner. Andrew Moeller leading with 48 laps to go, so a long way to go. And all the big guns are behind him with, here comes Owen. He's trying to make a move underneath Christopher, and he will pull it off.
Off the 4 they go, and one more spot for Owen as he moves his way up the field into the number 6 position. Christopher back to 7th, and they are starting to lose some ground to Andrew Moeller, who sets the pace by 4 car lengths over the 51 of Andrew Bellows.
And that's a big surprise. Andrew Bellows said they did wholesale changes in that car. Who knew that they were going to work this good? Todd Owen on the move as a little forearm shiver to the back bumper of the Keith Rocco car. It doesn't bother Rocco, who maintains his 5th place perch.
Up to the outside goes the 81. Taking a look there. The Cook Construction Machine trying to get a run on Rocco. Down into 3. Throws it in hard into 3 and 4. Gets a run to the outside.
And he is halfway there, almost squeezed into the wall. So a close call that time for Owen. He almost ran out of room, but he is able to get by Rocco and move into 5th.
Into 1 and 3 and 4 they go. And Owen is on the move right now. Seems to be the fastest car out on the 3/8 mile oval as he tries to close in now on Corey DiMatteo as he works his way down the back straightaway into 3 and 4.
Tim Jordan 9th, Joey Gator 13th. Good news for Jordan. And now lengthening his lead to about a $3 cab ride over Bello. That is Moeller. And right now he is going to be approaching some slower traffic in a few laps. So we'll see how he handles that situation. But Andrew Moeller, he was smiling before the race. He said his car today was as good as a week in which he won, as he is able to bamboozle his way into turn number 1 with a healthy lead over Anthony Bello.
He's been able to open that up to 10 car lengths, but the battle for 3rd is hot and heavy. DiMatteo sideways off the corner. He loses some ground to the 7 of Puello as he has a mirror full of Todd Owen. Owen takes a look to the inside.
Now he's almost going to
Trouble
look at
off
him
it,
from
too.
his windshield. We have problems for Rick Williams, the second time he has been around. The first time was on the front straightaway. This time, the incident took place in turn number 2, and that means that Moeller's big lead over Bello will vanish. What a job, a very impressive job today, because it looked for about 5 or 6 laps that Puleo was going to get first around him, then underneath him, and none of Puleo's tactics were able to work as Bello was able to hold him off, and I think he surprised a lot of people in how hard he has driven today. Wholesale entry onto pit road. There is Salva, Diego Monahan, Rocco. And Keith Rocco, he has confidence that he can almost at any time during the race, 39 laps to go, if that car isn't right to him, he has confidence that he could get through the field. But Dave Barabal should have all the answers as we go to the voice of the Speedbowl.
Well, a couple of other cars that ducked in there quickly, guys, is the 14 of Eric Burt and the 82 of Mike Christopher. So I think the game is played now. Now it's time to go to make any changes you got to make a run in the final 39 laps.
And Mike Christopher's crew chief is his dad, Mike Christopher Sr. Keith Rocco, the M&M Stone Creations car, as he has a pretty good team to help him. And Andrew Moeller, he has had the lead. What did he get the lead on? About lap number 7?
About that,
and
yeah.
He has held it ever since. And it has started to grow and expand. So, Bello, the feel-good story of this race. Corey DiMatteo, who had a great run the last time he was here, is running in 4th. In 5th is Owen. And Jordan moving up to 6th with all the drivers going onto pit road. Joey Ternullo in 7th. Anthony Flannery is in 8th. And it is then, I believe it's Jan Kowiak, followed by Max Zackham, and then Joey Gaeta. So Joey Gaeta, things are looking bleak for him as he not only has to get by Jordan, he has to hope that Jordan has a disaster. And so far, just the opposite is true. It looks like Jordan is getting stronger. Diego Monahan is back out in car number 78. So what adjustments and what are they doing to the Rocco car? He is back out in car number 57.
So,
and there is Burcham, Eric Burnt, Williams. So everybody has made their adjustments. There is Max Zackham in the 27. So Corey DiMatteo in the 4th spot. And the way it looks now, if he hangs on to that position, he would win the bonus as far as Speedbowl guests are concerned. But to make predictions with 39 laps to go is not a very wise thing to do, because this race is going to have many complexions before it's over.
That could be like betting on the Falcons at halftime before they blew a 27-point lead.
Unless you bet against them. As they have, let's sure things get by. Mike Christopher is back out in car number 82. And these experienced drivers, they are not intimidated by trying to get through traffic. So Rocco is especially good at it because he usually can throw it in on the inside or the outside. So we'll see how healthy that number 57 car is as we get ready for fireworks. Moeller has elected to restart on the outside. Let's see if that strategy pays off for him.
Off of 4 they come, a nice even start, and again Bello spins the tires just a little bit, and DiMatteo goes from 4th looking for 2nd off of turn number 2. He's got Jordan on his tail. Trouble down the backstretch.
And Buzel, that car is falling apart. The 9 car. Also Adam Gaeta is in the middle of that. Swanson able to drive away, but Paul Buzel, that car started to undress after it hit the wall. And Adam Gaeta, one of the unluckiest drivers at the bowl, also involved in another car with Rick Williams. That's the 3rd time that he has been involved in a predicament. So things got messy on the backstretch, and it looked like the man who wound up looking like an unmade bed, the driver of car number 9, Paul Buzel, as parts of that were spread all over the track like dirty laundry.
So it's going to be a couple of minutes. Gator able to back his car up under his own power. Looks like he can pull away. And the only car left to clean up would be Buzel in the number 9. That car is not going to be able to get pulled away. And let's go to Dave.
Guys, I'm taking a look at the front end of the number 9 of Paul Buzel, and that front end is absolutely obliterated. Pushed all the way back to the wheel well. The air dam pushed all the way back, and right now, liquid just pouring out from the bottom of the number 9.
That is not a good sign, as that means we will have an extensive cleanup when we get the track clear of these cars that were involved in the fracas. Dave, what did you see on the backstretch?
Matt, it just looked like a bunch of cars got tangled up, and Paul Buzel took the worst of it. As you said, Adam Gaeta has some extremely bad luck. And right now, coming down pit road and going by me and going to head to the paddock is Mike Christopher Jr.
So Mike using this opportunity to take some extra time and get that car right where he wants it.
He's used to making pit stops. He made about 20 of them yesterday as the yellow flags kept coming out, and Mike Christopher driving the 7 car, the 7 New York of Tommy Baldwin, made frequent pit stops. And I said he was in the pit so often, he had a new email address, mchristopher.jr@pitstop.com. And he is back in for the second time, and he has nothing to lose because he was at the rear of the field. Let's go back to Dave Barabald.
Well, I don't know if you guys can see it from the bus. They're towing Paul Buzel by me right now, and you can see how bad that smashed on the number 9.
Yeah, it looked like a frontal lobotomy, like somebody put a piece of dynamite in the front of that car and just lit it. So a frontal lobotomy, one of my favorite songs, Kevin. I don't know if I need a frontal lobotomy
or a bottle in front of me. I would go for the bottle in front of me.
Well, it all depends what was in it. As our cars are motion is the yellow flag out there. 39 laps to go. It's been a pretty interesting race as Andrew Moeller elected to restart on the outside. And that car, a little boot scooting boogie for Anthony Bello, was not smooth exiting turn number 4. And Moeller was able to take advantage of that and reestablish himself into the lead. Andrew Moeller has won in 4 divisions at the Speedbowl: the Bandoleros, the Legends, the SK Lights, and in the SK Modifieds.
Pretty good career for a youngster, and still quite a few many years ahead of him. So watch out for him as he grows in the racing industry.
He's still a teenager.
Yeah, I know.
It is. It's hard to believe that because we see these drivers at a young age, and he has been around for a while, and he's still only a teenager. But Andrew Moeller didn't make the show yesterday for the Tri-Track Series, so he is having a good run now. Looks like Diego Monahan, he wants more observation as they will. He will take that car into the pit row, waiting for the emergency workers to move by him, and Diego Monahan is on pit road. So I guess he didn't just want to sit there. He might as well do something. So we'll have that crew go over his car, and maybe he knows exactly what that number 78 needs.
Yeah, same thing with Mike Christopher as he still sits pitside. The good thing about this is, let's say your front toe is not where you want it to be. Maybe you got bumped a little bit on the track and the steering isn't exactly straight. So what they do is to reset the toe is get the wheels faced in the same position forward so they're straight. Maybe a little bit in or out depending on the on your preference and on the handling of the car. But what they do, what he's been able to do, if that's the case, is get that exactly where they want. On a quick pit stop, you're rushing around. It may not be perfect. It may be quote-unquote close enough, but here they've had the time to really spend to make sure nothing's bent, nothing's damaged, get it to exactly where they want to be, and get him back out onto the track, and here he is.
And we want to remind all our fans who are on the midway or wherever you are, please keep your masks on. because we want to stay open for the Smacktoberfest. So please help us out. Put your masks on, and wherever you go at the Speedbowl, and everyone will be happy. As it is Moeller leading Bello. Bello has had back-to-back adventures on these restarts.
And I think
we'll see what happens this time.
I think that is why Andrew Moeller is elected the outside, because both of the last 2 restarts, he has spun the tires on the start, just can't get the grip off the corner when they're coming down for the green. By putting yourself on the outside, you're letting something like that happen. You put him on the outside, he might get the better grip, and on top of that, Andrew's car is real good up top.
Yeah, and Andrew is smart enough to figure that out. He is a pretty clever person behind the wheel. And in basketball, they call them gym rats, guys who are around the gym all the time. Well, Andrew Moeller is a gym rat, except he does it at racetracks. And almost every place I go, even when I've done Pomfret this year for the Tri-State Kart Club, there is Andrew Moeller helping somebody. So he is a man for all racetracks. And he has probably figured out where he needs to go. So it's a calculated move by Moeller that the best place to restart is on the outside. Corey DiMatteo right now would be the leading guest of Stafford, could be headed for a $250 bonus. But another guest is behind him, Todd Owen. And in good position right now is Tim Jordan, as he will restart in the number 6 spot. So he is on the outside of row number 3. So Tim Jordan, really all he has to do is avoid any serious mayhem, and he will be one of the rare drivers who have won both late model championships and SK championships at the bowl. Let's see if we are ready to turn him loose. Bello with a good jump.
Yeah, this time his tires didn't spin, and he leads it down into turn 1. Moeller down. This one's coming back. Not happy with that one. Remember, trouble for
Flannery.
Flannery off of turn number 2.
Flannery going in the wrong direction.
Now that was because of the accordion effect, and the yellow was for the start, so he doesn't get a penalty. He'll get his restart position back. Now the reason that yellow came out on the restart, Andrew Moeller is your pole sitter. He elected the outside. He is the one that sets the pace. He is the one that sets where you take off. And
yeah, even though he's on the outside, he is the leader.
So Anthony Bello a little quick on that one.
Oh, you can't blame him for trying
not
something
at all.
after the disaster of the last 2 restarts, or near disaster. But Andrew Moeller, that was a pretty big jump by Bello, and it did not count.
So we will try this one more time.
And Anthony Flannery almost got caught in the crosshairs of that.
Well, not only him, but you saw a lot of cars behind him spreading out to avoid him.
Well, you get into the situation that not everybody slows down at the same time. So you might slow down, and a guy behind you might not react as quickly as you did, and you will have a fender sitting in your lap.
Well, being told the tech is complete for the Sportsman and the SK Lights. No problems with either one of them. So those are now official.
So Sean Monahan is your Sportsman champion. Wayne Burrows is your SK championship. We're still waiting on word about the late model title, as Jason Palmer, who finished 10th, unofficially is your champion, and I think in a matter of time it will be official. Bello still comes alive. Moeller on the outside as they jet stream their way into the second quarter. Bello will have the advantage over Moeller heading into turn 3.
Into 3 they go. Bello on the inside. Moeller up top as they come off of 4. And Anthony Bello looks for the lead down into turn number 1. He's able to take over. Here comes Pulio down low in the red and white 7.
As Pulio is able to jackknife his way momentarily under Moeller. Moeller able to get his number 2 position back as they steamroll across the line on the outside. Here is Corey DiMatteo challenging Pulio for 3rd.
Down the backstretch they go, looking for that number 3 spot. as they head down into 3. DiMatteo works that outside behind them. Owen and Jordan racing side by side as that's the battle for 5th and 6th.
And it is Owen holding off Jordan. Then Flannery is in a battle. Ternuo is there in car number 10. And Max Zackham is along for the ride in car number 27 as they go into turn number 2. Bello opening things up on Andrew Moeller. What an upset this would be if Anthony Bello can hang on.
A 2-car length advantage heading down to 1. Julio's got his hands full, however, for 3rd as this 6 of DiMatteo all over the back bumper. And he gets ping-pong between he and Owen. Owen takes a look to the outside. They roll off of 4 down to the stripe.
Joey Gaeta moving up as he got by Ternulo, and now he's going after Anthony Flannery. So Gaeta is not dead yet, but he has to figure out a way to get by Jordan. Right now, everybody trying to figure out a way to get by Bello as Moeller losing ground. In 3rd is Pulio. So the margin between Bello and Moeller is 0.3 of a second.
Battle for that 4th spot once again. Owen had a run down low, had to settle it in back behind. Behind them, you got the 25 of Flannery battling side by side with Joey Gaeta, and they've got Rocco right behind him, and he is knocking hard on that back door.
As we expected he would, he goes to the outside of Flannery. Now that Flannery car twitching a little as it comes off the corner. That gives Rocco an advantage as he is able to bamboozle his way past Flannery. Now he's going after Joey Gaeta, and he's trying to get him on the outside. While that is happening, Todd Owen is in a battle with DiMatteo to move into 4th.
They play tag off with turn number 2. DiMatteo losing a little bit of ground down the front stretch, and here comes Moeller down to the inside. Battle for the lead off of 4. Moeller down low, Bello up top, down into turn number 1.
Moeller inside position, but a lot of power coming off the corner by Bello. In the number 3 spot is Julio. He has been there for a while. Moeller trying to regroup. He made a move on the Bello, and it would not stick.
Settles in right up on the back bumper, not letting Bello get away again as they head down into turn number 3, deep in the field.
Rocco going around Jordan.
Keith Rocco working his way up top. Jordan loses a spot, biding his time. He knows Rocco is faster. Up front, Moeller back down to the inside. Bello hangs on. Moeller back in. They head off of 4. Todd Owen is up to 3rd.
And Owen getting his 2nd win. Julio had that spot for a long time. Moeller is active again as he is attacking the back bumper of the Bello car as they are able to stampede their way into turn number 4. Moeller within striking distance. He has a little caffeine twitch. It doesn't slow him down. He is attacking Bello as they go into turn 3.
For a rookie, he is driving like a veteran at the top of the field, trying to hold off the charges, and has been able to most of the time. Moeller has to settle in for 3rd, but here comes Todd Owen closing in the gap. Shortly, it's going to be a 3-car fight.
And Keith Rocco trying to waltz around DiMatteo as here comes the kid out of turn number 4. It looks like he will pick up another position. He is now in the top 5.
DiMatteo falls back to 6th. Jordan is 7th. Christopher is up to 8th now as he closes in on the 47.
Let's see if Moeller is ready for another assault on Anthony Bello. And now it is Owen. He is in striking distance, so the top 3 cars could fit in a keyhole. Here comes Moeller down low. Make or break time for Moeller. Underneath Bello, exiting turn number 2. Moeller had the lead momentarily. Bello gets it back. Moeller making a bold move to the inside, and it will be Moeller as they cross the line. He has regained the lead.
Down into 1 and 2, and Owen fills the hole down on the inside as they come off of turn 2. Bello's trying to hang on. Settles it into 2nd. They roll down into 3. Owen to the inside. He can't get it done.
19 laps to go, now 18. And the fastest car on the track, Keith Rocco, running laps of 14.7. The only 2 drivers among the front runners running 14-second laps are Moeller and Rocco.
Down off of turn number 2, your leader is Moeller, setting the pace, putting a little bit of breathing room. Here comes Owen down to the inside of Bello. gets a run down through 3 and 4. As they come off the corner, Owen takes over the number 2 spot.
But he is trailing Moeller by a half a second. So Owen in second. Here comes Rocco. And he is going after Anthony Bello. And he is in a hurry as he is beating Bello by about a half a second. Here he comes.
Dives it down to the inside, slides up, just can't make the pass that time. Tries it again, keeps tight on the inside as they hit turn 3. This time he's got the run. This time he's got third. He's chasing down Owen in second.
And the difference between Owen and Rocco is about a half a second. So Rocco has some work to do to try to derail Owen. There's slower cars in front of him, John Burcham. But Rocco, he really has to pick up the tempo. And will he have a car capable of making a move against Moeller?
12 laps remaining this time at the stripe. Andrew Moeller sets the pace, half a second ahead of Todd Owen. It's another second back to Keith Rocco. They come off with turn number 2, nice and easy, as the field has stretched itself out.
And as they dart off the corner, Andrew Moeller, 11 laps separating him from a victory. But there is traffic in front of him, and that can play a role. Rick Williams in car number 79 hugs the inside, giving Moeller plenty of real estate.
Off of 4 to complete lap number 65. There's 10 laps to go. Owen has not been able to close in the distance, just the opposite. Moeller's been able to put a little bit more breathing room between he and the 81. He rolls off of 4, 9 to go this time.
Jordan in a comfort zone in 8th place. One of the fastest cars on the track belongs to Mike Christopher Jr. as he tries to get pulled by DiMatteo. So Christopher has saved it for the end. Moeller is the lead starting to shrink. When they cross the line that time, it was 0.6 of a second between he and Owen.
They roll down into 3 and 4 and heavy lap traffic ahead of them before they hit the last lap. As the 72 of Gaeta battling with Diego Monahan in the 78. Could this become a factor? Monahan backs off, settles it down on the inside, gives your leader plenty of room up top.
As he refused to race Gaeta, which is good news for Andrew Moeller, as we are down to 6 laps. The difference is 0.4 of a second. Owen is gaining ground, but does he have enough laps to make it happen?
5 to go this time by the Jazz hand. Comes out for Andrew Moeller, your leader off of turn number 4. Todd Owen in second. He's able to grow the lead that time. Keith Rocco is third. They run down into 3 and 4.
A big gap between Rocco and Bello, but we have a problem on the front straightaway. A car is slammed into the wall.
That's Andy Jankowiak. Anthony Flannery also involved. So is Ternillo and the 1CT of Nick Salva.
So the yellow that Andrew Moeller did not want to see comes out. And it'll be interesting what strategy he will use against Todd Owen, whether to go outside as he has been doing when he restarted against Anthony Bello, or will he go on the inside. There looks like pretty severe damage. We can't have anyone near the fence because that is a very dangerous situation. So if you can please go into the stands or stay back from the fence, because that is not a very good place to be. Well, I think the beneficiaries of that, well, Todd Owen is the obvious answer, but Keith Rocco. And, Moeller has to not only worry about Owen, but worry about Rocco, where he wants him to be on this restart. Behind him or behind Owen?
Well, that's the million-dollar question. Moeller has been really good on the restarts on the outside, but this time it's going to be Todd Owen, not Anthony Bello. Then you've got to figure out Rocco will be on the inside. If Owen gets the jump, well, then there's the possibility of dropping back to third with Rocco down on the inside. You start on the inside and Owen gets the jump, well, you still got Rocco behind you. And if you get the jump,
keeps Rocco behind him, and sometimes you think that Rocco is the most dangerous guy out on the track. Anthony Bello, he had the lead. He hasn't lost too much ground, running 4th, Polio 5th, DiMatteo 6th, Mike Christopher was turning some fast laps. So he is in 7th, and Timmy Jordan He is where he wants to be, and I think he just wants those 5 laps to tick off the board. Joey Gaeta is behind him, and a championship is in front of him. And Jan Kaliak, he is out of the car, walking around. And he wanted to get into the wrecker.
They got the
but
doors
they locked the door.
There
Now
we go.
I guess they don't have a remote for wreckers. Let's go to Dave Barabalt.
Well, as I can look at the car as they tow off the 76 of Andy Jankowiak, guys, it doesn't look like there's a lot of liquid as I see some Speedy Dry getting put down there, which could affect that outside line when we go back to green.
Now it looks like it just basically caught the right front suspension on the Ashaway Performance Engines number 76.
We don't see, is there any Speedy Dry being applied? They put the bucket back in the truck and our blower is out there. So we'll see the moment of truth will be arriving shortly for Andrew Moeller as our safety truck is back out. So it looks like the track should be in good shape. So I don't think it will influence the decision that Moeller will be making whether to go inside or outside. I would want Rocco directly behind me because that is a guy capable of a power move. But it is his choice to make. And some guys like Mike Christopher, a little deeper in the field, who has been doing a good job in the last 20 laps or so, but really didn't get the caution that he wanted. He gets one now, but it comes with 5 to go. Max Sackham having a good run. Joey Tunulo was involved in that altercation. He is moving again. And the only car that was seriously damaged was the 76, a Perry-owned car for Jan Kaliak. And Diego Monahan makes a return appearance as he has struggled with that car for a while. We will double up the field. 5 laps to go in the 2020 season for the SK Modifieds. And it will be Andrew Moeller against Todd Owen. 2 guys that have raced together all season long at Stafford. And they are about to go head-to-head, nose-to-nose, here to determine the winner of the SK Modified 75-lap feature. Bonus money on the line. Let's see what happens as Moeller gets ready to fire things up. Going to the inside.
Off of turn number 4, and Moeller made the right choice. Gets a good start on Owen down into turn number 1. Drifts up a little bit. Keeps Owen on the outside. Rocco's got nowhere to go. Owen looking for the lead down into 3.
Owen got momentum coming off of turn number 2. Can he get it off of turn number 4? Here comes Rocco moving into second. Rocco is going after Andrew Moeller. He's on the inside of him.
Down off at turn number 2. Battle for the lead. Moeller drifted up just a little bit. Opens up the door. Rocco opens it up off of 4. And he becomes a leader with 3 to go.
By a car length. What can Moeller do? What can Owen do? They gang up on Rocco. And if Owen and Moeller race each other hard, that's an advantage for Keith Rocco as he will hit the line with the lead. 2 laps left in the season.
2 more to go, and Rocco is your leader. Owen in second. Moeller is third. Pulio fourth. And here comes Christopher looking for a top 5. Now trouble down at turn number 2. 3 cars involved. The 72 Agata, the 10 of Ternillo, and the 12 of Swanson. All together down there in turn number 2. So
we will see how many laps are left. I believe it will be 2 as they completed that last lap. And the problem started in turn number 2. So for the final time this year in the SK Modifieds, let's get ready for the 3 most exciting words in motorsports. Green, white, checker, to determine the winner of our final event of the season. And now, what will Keith Rocco do? Well, if you have followed Keith Rocco in the past, there's usually one decision he always makes. Always goes on the inside.
It's almost a safe bet. That car is good no matter where he puts it. If he puts it on the inside, whether he puts it on the outside, you can put him in the 3rd groove. It still doesn't matter. That car is good.
Well, he has said before he would rather be closer to the grass than to the wall. So he will be almost guaranteed to restart on the inside. Now, if he gets a good break Andrew Moeller could be the beneficiary to try to get by Owen. Now, Keith Rocco will stand to win a $250 bonus for being the top finishing guest, and another $250 to be the overall winner. Of course, we have a long way to go. The top two are Speedbowl guests, Andrew Moeller, a Speedbowl regular, along with Jonathan Pulio. And Pulio has not raced that many races in the SK Modifieds, but he is running in fourth, and in fifth, Bello, Christopher sixth, Burns seventh, DiMatteo eighth, Jordan ninth, Zachem 10th, and Gaeta 11th. So if Jordan can maintain his position, he will get the big prize. But right now, it is Keith Rocco trying to go out with a blaze of glory, and he is going to have to beat Todd Owen. They had a history this year at Stafford, as Owen was on his way to a victory, and Rocco knocked him out of the way to win. Later on in the season, Owen got revenge, knocked Rocco out of the way. Let's see what happens with the rubber match as they come up to speed.
Off the corner they come, and Rocco trying to get the jump with Owen on the outside. Rocco leads it down into turn number one. Moeller down to the inside of Owen. Battle for a second down the back straightaway.
Moeller trying to get inside Owen, is unable to do it. Pulio surrounding the 35 of Moeller. Down to the final lap of the season. Here is Rocco getting a challenge from Owen. Owen wanders to the outside. Will he try the bottom shot in turn number 3? Protecting his surface, Rocco. They come into turn number 4. Owen is right there. Here is Rocco grabbing the win in the final event of the year.
Rocco taking down the win. Second place going to Todd Owen. Andrew Moeller third. John Pulio fourth. Mike Christopher rounding out the top 5. Sixth going to Anthony Bello with a great run. Eric Burnt seventh. Corey DiMatteo 8th. Max Zachem 9th. Timmy Jordan 10th with Joey Gator 11th. And that will give the 2020 SK Modified Championship to Timmy Jordan.
So the big jackpot will go to Jordan as he finishes one spot ahead of Gaeta. Now 21 points for Jordan will give him 311, and Gaeta, who will pick up 20 points, will have 294. So it's a comfortable win, and some donuts. Of course, when you think of donuts here at the Speedbowl, you think of his dad, Ronnie Rocco, who made a tradition of that. Keith Rocco, not a championship season here at Waterford, but he is able to get the win. I believe that is number 153 of his career at the Speedbowl. And he would get $250 for being the outstanding guest and $250 for being the overall winner. Now, the top Speedbowl regular, who will be getting a $250 bonus, would be Andrew Moeller. So we are ready for the excitement of Victory Lane. And to bring it to us, let's go to Dave Barabalt.
Keith Rocco is certainly no stranger to Speedbowl Victory Lane. Many people might think the move of the race was that late race pass, but maybe it was what you had to do on lap 39 when you headed back to the paddock.
Yeah, we come here to win races, and the difference between second and last don't mean nothing, so we had to pit, and if we wanted a shot to win this race. It's a good thing we didn't have any more restarts because the transmission just broke as I pulled up to Victory Lane here, so definitely our lucky night. But Mark and Mike Payne, M&M Stone Creations, Mikey and Beth, B&M Maintenance, D&G Paving, 811 Call Before You Dig, Hocon Industrial Gas, Pettit Racing Engines, Troyer Race Cars, and my whole team.
And also, the racing guys sweetened the pot a little bit for you here today at the Speedbowl. $250 for being the top finisher of non-Speedbowl regulars, and $250 for making the win.
That's awesome. Thanks to Speedbowl. Thanks to everybody that put into the show. And heck, there's good weather. Let's go one more week.
He brings it home a winner, Keith Rocco. And now we'll move over to Todd Owen. And Todd, you certainly tried all you could do over the last 2 laps to try to get by Keith.
Yeah, Keith, definitely. He had to pit and he came back up through, so credit to him. And, he's got some pretty good teammates out there. So he was in the right place at the right time. And we had a good weekend coming home second. And we wish we were one spot better, but we'll take it.
Let's talk about the people who helped you out on the number 81.
Just mostly all my guys, my spotter Bob, Cooker Construction, Rad Auto Machine, Chassis Pro, Cooker, Barnes Pools, just everybody that helps me on all my guys. Without them, the crazy schedule that we run, we just couldn't get it done. So, hats off to my crew and just everybody that helps out.
A second place finish for Todd Owen. And now Andrew Moeller. And Andrew, a lot of laps led. You certainly gave it your best to try to bring it home with the win.
Yeah, definitely a heartbreaker for us for sure. Got to apologize to Todd for running him clean out of room over here. But, trying to do what you got to do to win. And what are you going to do? So just kind of sucks that can't come home with a win like we probably should have. Had a really fast car, a little too free for us at the end. Just can't thank everybody enough all year long. Just had a rough season. So, definitely had a really good season here at the Speedbowl. So just can't thank everyone enough. Keith Rocco for setting up these cars all year long. It's been a blast. Ready for next year.
He comes home third, Andrew Moeller. And now it's time to talk to our champion.
So we are waiting for Tim Jordan to move in as Andrew Moeller. He is headed back into the paddock, and he will get the $250 bonus for being the top Speedbowl regular. And here is a man who will get the accolades for being a champion, Tim Jordan, one of the few drivers to win in both the late models and in the SK Modifieds. And he is getting ready to talk to Dave Barabalt.
Well, Tim Jordan, as Matt Buckler just said, you've won a championship in the late models, but what does winning the SK Modified Championship mean to you?
It'll be nice to look into record books one day. It was a tough season with not a lot of cars weekly every week, but that's not really the part that we'll take from it. We'll just, to be a part of the season coming back and kind of the rebirth of the Speedbowl. Hopefully over the winter, we can get some more cars down here and get that positive press going. A lot of good race teams, a lot of good people frequent this place. I think that's something that the track can work on over the winter and try to get some more cars down here because we definitely need more cars. We had a good amount of cars for the big races, but definitely looking forward to next year. Hopefully having some more weekly guys to race against, getting guys like Kyle James, Rob Janovic, getting Keith back here, getting Todd Owen back here. That should be whatever it takes to get them back would be cool.
Okay, certainly one person doesn't get a championship done. Who are all the folks that you need to thank?
I got to thank LFR, Magnus, Concrete Express, SKM, Miller Motorsports, Burns Agency, Larry's Auto Machine, everybody that helps us get here. My father and his hard-earned paycheck and my paychecks to get here. We do this out of fun and out of a labor of love. It's just not something that is given to us on a platter. We got to work hard for it. And, for all you guys that stuck around, we appreciate it. We really do. We know there's not a ton of people here left, but I do appreciate everybody here today and hanging out.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2020 Speedbowl SK Modified Champion, Tim Jordan.
Well, we would like to thank Tim Jordan for a great season. And Kevin, you did a great job this year, pinch hitting and hanging with us for the entire season. And we would like to thank you for your effort and like to know what you thought about your season at the Speedbowl.
I'll tell you what, I am so grateful to be able to have had the opportunity to come down and spend some time working with you, working with Dave, working with John over the course of the year. The wonderful people up here in the officials bus, keeping everything smooth as we can throughout the year. The fans have been absolutely phenomenal. The competitors are great, and the racing on the racetrack was second to none. It was phenomenal week after week.
Well, what about today with Rocco winning a nail-biter, Derek Luchacki winning in controversial fashion? We just had a great season. And we would like to thank the people who made it possible. The owner and promoter of the New London Waterford Speedbowl is Bruce Beamer. The manager, Mike Marfia. We would like to thank all of our officials today. Chris Chris has helped us out tremendously. We can't forget a guy who wasn't here, but he had an outstanding season, Craig Merriman, and we wish the best in his recovery. So besides Chris Austell, we had Eric Webster, we had Julie Windsor in the booth, Andy White, Linda Corliss, our voice of the Speedbowl, Dave Barabalt, all the officials, Special Ed in the wrecker, he was busy today, our security, our catering trucks who kept us fed during the season. They all played a part in the 2020 season. But the people who played the biggest part, you. And we would like to thank all you fans, whether you came every week or just came out today. This is the reason we do what we do, to entertain you. And we would like to thank you for your support, and the drivers would especially like to thank you for your support. And last on the list, we would like to thank our winners and champions in the mini stocks. The winner was Mark Panarone. The champion was Doug Curry. In the SK Lights, the winner was Robert Bloxham, and the champion was Wayne Burrows. In the Sportsman, the winner was Jay Shakolis, and the champion Sean Monahan. In the late models, the winner was Derek Luchacki, and the champion was Jason Palmer. And in the SK Modifieds, the winner, Keith Rocco, and the champion, Tim Jordan. On behalf of them for 2020, so long from the Speedbowl.